Hello. Well, this is a quick guide on how to get started with the ESP32 and the SimHub firmware for it. Uh, I won't cover how to set up the, the IDE Platformio. I have a separate document for that, but we'll cover more how to set up specifically the ESP32 with bare bones configuration for SimHub. Um, the default configuration for the firmware is for the ESP8266. So I've seen more people using the ESP32 now, but I do like this one better. So that's why that's one set up by default. So if you want to use the 32, you may want to, I mean, of course, you want to comment out this part of the platformio.ini file, which means this is not going to be a valid environment. And then you want to uncomment the ESP32 part, right? Then it's going to know that it's going to use the platform, the ESP32, and it's going to use this specific board. This is not an ID that you come up with. This is an ID that you have to go and look for in the board's definition for platform IDE. Like for instance, I have this board right here, which is a random board I had lying around, and this one is a Do It ESP32 something, right? So you go to the boards to the Platformio boards page and you know look for look this up, right? This name, and it'll come up. Don't like come up with a weird ID for your board. Is not what it is. It's a specific ID. And like for instance, I have this other one. It's a TT Go something, right? Wherever you bought this, it should have a specific name, and you're gonna look that up, see, and you're gonna find that this one is like for instance a TT Go T7 1.4 or something, right? So this is what you enter here. Uh, you go to the boards page. It's the URL, the actual URL is linked in my other doc. Um, but yeah, so you look your board up and you set this ID here. Um, uh, and that's pretty much it, right? You leave. We're gonna leave everything else alone. This one. Um, this is the common dependencies. So it's both used for the ESP8266 and 32. So you can leave that alone. Now let's go to lib this guy ESP-SimHub and then board definitions. Here, if you're going to use in the 32, you're going to comment out the ESP8266 and you're going to uncomment the ESP32. And you'll notice that this bit of code like got like more colorful, and that's specifically the reason why we have this here. We need a way to tell the IDE that we're using the ESP32. Technically, we can remove this, and it'll work just fine. However, your IDE will do this kind of thing. It doesn't know that it's to highlight the ESP32, but it'll work. It'll work because we're defining these constants as a build flag. So it gets propagated throughout the code. But essentially, this is a nice like quality of life, I guess, to thing to have here, so that everything will get highlighted, knowing showing you which bits of the code are active. Um, and that's pretty much it. If you go to the top of the main.cpp, which is inside the src folder, this is the main folder where you can configure everything, and this is also where you configure the Wi-Fi. So let's leave that as false for now, and let's try to compile this code. Actually, let's try to upload it. If you go to platformio.ini, you'll see that you have this upload port as COM4. I mean, you can set it up as whatever reality it is, and you can actually hard code it. This is helpful because you have multiple serial ports at the same time, and Platformio is not able to figure out like which one needs to ping and upload code to. So I mean that's why we have this. But if you only have a single serial device, you can leave it commented out. Um, Another thing to point out while it compiles is that this bit right here, it's just the crutch. This is just saying, all right, let's define all of these aliases for pins for the 32 because the default firmware uses, I mean, assumes this is uh, the mega Arduino thing, and so there's a bunch of digital pins on that one, and given and they're with their aliases, right? So that's why we define like a bunch of aliases that are defined in the code, but you feel free to just use whatever. This is whatever works for you, and whatever compiles and whatever actually works physically. That's what you want to use. But anyway, now that the code is uploaded, we can we can test out what's going on in the other SimHub. Yeah. So when you're in when you open SimHub, you land on this screen. You want to go to this Arduino page, not the serial devices page. You want the Arduino. Then you want to go to My Hardware, and then you want to select multiple Arduinos. I like this one because it gives you, if you have multiple devices, it'll tell you here, right? And now if you have, by default, I think it scans all serial ports, but I don't like that myself because I mean it can disturb other devices if you have them. Now, like you may notice that it use the COM12. So I mean, let's click that and click COM12, and it'll now start like doing its handshake thing. It'll maybe reboot a few times. It shows you the model J, and then eventually it'll be connected. It has a when you burn this with default Arduinos, it gives you a UUID that or creates a UUID. But for ESPs, we're able to get a MAC ID for your device. Um, so that's what we're showing here as unique device. If you are able to get to this screen, like you can start now modifying the customizing the firmware to your liking, and also start messing around with Wi-Fi. So first, get wired right, and then go and try the Wi-Fi version. Yep, that's it.